Tyreek Hill is a go for week number 8. Kenneth Walker is a go for week number 8. Let's freaking go. Let's freaking go. We got a whole lot more news to discuss right now walking into this 8 p.m. Friday show. We're live Monday through Friday, every single Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. The Fantasy Football Show, news show, Friday show. Every day, 8 p.m. show begins right now.
Live from the FantasyFootballShow.com studios. It's the Fantasy Football Show. Live! Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Smitty is also live whenever news breaks.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com news desk, here is your breaking news.
Live whenever news breaks, live Monday through Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. Hit that thumb up button on your way in the door, and please subscribe if you're new. This show is here for you every single Monday through Friday. Okay, so we've got Tyreek Hill news. I know most of you probably have heard this over the last couple hours, day, whatever. There's been a hint that Tua Tagovailoa and others were suggesting that maybe he might not play. There's a lot of different reports flying around, and NFL Network reported that Tyreek Hill will be a full go for the Dolphins' Week 8 matchup against the Patriots. If anybody's out there just wondering, concerned, Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty, where we're drafting on Underdog, hit that promo code. I'm going to drop the link right now in the live chat, and I'll pin said link in the live chat, and we'll do some drafts here. Maybe tonight. I'm not positive yet. But I'll pin that link right now in the chat, and then we'll basically be good to go to potentially draft either tonight or on the show or whatever. But Underdog will match up to $500 in your first deposit, and Tyreek Hill was going at a little bit of a discount the other night because he was projected to maybe be questionable for the Week 8 matchup here. So good value on Underdog for a couple days. I don't think you're going to get that anymore, but this guy is going to be good to go. Get him in your lineups. Don't even hesitate. Same thing with Kenneth Walker. The news was basically just all over Twitter. A lot of people making a lot of speculative guesses as to what could be wrong with this calf. How bad is it? Could he be out for a long time? It's maintenance at this point, according to Pete Carroll and the boys. And he's even been removed off of the injury report. So Kenneth Walker, not on the injury report. Zach Charbonnet, not on the injury report. But I did go on a rant earlier. There's a whole compartmentalized video on just Kenneth Walker and Zach Charbonnet. So if you want a whole big, heavy dose of that, go watch that video that we did live about an hour and a half, 2 hours ago. And that was breaking that news that Walker was good to go, that he's off the injury report, that Charbonnet's off the injury report. But I went on a tirade because I looked at the availability across all formats, and it's about 50% that this guy, Zach Charbonnet, is still out there. Even though there's no question about this, man. He's not hurt right now, but the panic that the Twitterville and all the Twitter doctors and all the other people spreading about this guy being out or how bad it could be. Zach Charbonnet's been sitting out there. He's still sitting out there. Why on earth is he sitting out there on waivers? Go pick him up. 50% availability? That's madness. He's a sleeping giant. It doesn't mean anybody doesn't believe in Walker. It means that he's the best backup in the entire National Football League that would get injected into a touchdown-hungry environment. And so I don't know why he's out there. Go get him. It's absolutely ridiculous. These two guys, absolutely fantastic news. Kenneth Walker, Zach Charbonnet, good to go for week number 8. Everybody can breathe easy and get these monsters or keep these monsters in the lineup.
Let's go! Mashed potatoes!
Okay. Onward to the next piece of news. This one was weird. No, actually, let's get to this one first. Let's get to this one first. Kyler Murray is listed as doubtful for week number 8. Close. We're getting closer, as Rappaport says, but not quite there yet. That means, if you ask me, next week, next contest for this Arizona Cardinals team. He will be starting their next game after this game that's kicking off here in week 8. I firmly believe Kyler Murray has the potential. I've been very critical of his character. I'm in Arizona, so clearly I have some stake in the Cardinals. And I have been very critical. I don't think he should have got his bag. I think he should have earned that money. But they've given it to him. He's a young kid. I believe maybe the injury is going to make him persevere. I think the coaching staff's pretty good. From a fantasy perspective now, it's a whole different topic to be like, how good is he as a leader? Will he bring the Cardinals to championship? Was he worth the money? I was very critical of the contract. Doesn't mean he's not good in fantasy. Doesn't mean he's not a top 5 to 7 fantasy football quarterback every time he hits the field. He scores some ungodly amount of points, like 20 points a game every time he starts a football game. He's fantastic. And anybody that needs a quarterback right now, first of all, make sure he's not on waivers. He's available in an uncomfortable amount of like 10, 15% of leagues. It's weird. And he's out there, and if you can trade for him on the low, the person that owns him, there's about a 60% chance, I would guess, that's just an arbitrary number, but I believe it's probably pretty accurate. 60% chance the Kyler Murray owner in your league may not need him. And the newfound value that he has, this is why they picked him up. Maybe I got trade bait. They're interested in getting rid of him. And I bet you because he's not playing this week, there's a little bit of a discount. So certainly is somebody I'm going to get if I need a quarterback and you're struggling, even with T-Law, even with Love, even with other quarterbacks that you felt were going to ball out a little bit more and haven't yet. I'm totally okay with going and getting Kyler and putting your eggs in the Kyler Murray basket. So go get Mr. Kyler off of waivers if he's there in your Bob league, and make sure you poke around at a trade. Now is this the Kareem Hunt news and the Ford news? Let me find that Ford and Kareem Hunt news. I think it might be right here. Yeah. So this was kind of crazy. This goes to show that a lot of the injury assessments that we just talked about out there are they're very blanket, like Jerome Ford, high ankle sprain. He's out 4 to 6 weeks. Every ankle sprain is different. Sometimes a high ankle sprain, which is in this region here, what it does is it creates a weakness down here in the foot to where it feels like when you step, these two bones right here are trying to separate. And sometimes when you have a bad high ankle sprain, a la Cooper Kupp, or you break the tibia, or break the fibula, and once you break it, like Tony Pollard broke his, they had to put a bar in between here, and it essentially holds this and stabilizes these two bones right here. There's a lot of reasons that you can have pain there, whether it's breaking it or having a high ankle sprain, which can lead to some severe injuries if you play on it too soon. There's different grades to it. You can have a high ankle sprain and be minor. Like you could have went really hardcore on it and you didn't. And so people that just hear high ankle and they yell, 4 to 6 weeks, he's out. It's not that simple. And clearly this was a milder side high ankle sprain. And now Jerome Ford is a surprise return from his sprained ankle, per source, testing the ankle during today's practice. The Browns are listing him as questionable now, not doubtful, not unlikely to play, questionable. And so this is good news for anybody that has Jerome Ford. And then we've got this little number right here, which is also, good news for anybody that needs a player this week. Browns running back Kareem Hunt was removed from the injury report. So Kareem Hunt is a fine play as well. Now, if Kareem Hunt plays and Ford doesn't, Kareem Hunt becomes a low-end running back too, probably at the very minimum. File on in, hit that like button, punch the subscribe button on your way in the door. We're rolling through the news, baby, like we do every single 8 p.m. Monday through Friday show. So interesting news there with that. I'll put this over in the corner and we'll move on. Brock Purdy, this is par for the course for Shanahan. Par for the course. He had I watched a little bit of his press conference, and a reporter asked him, hey, do you think it's probably wise to give Brock Purdy, since you have a bye week next week in week 9, do you think it's wise to maybe just give Brock Purdy, who you didn't even know was concussed, right? So how can you really know how good off he is right now? Do you think it's wise to give him maybe the week off? Let the bye week kind of pile on top of that. Make sure your quarterback is fully healthy. And the thing about concussions is we have protocols in place, but those protocols only determine if you're currently in a concussive state. Those protocols do not determine how easy and how subjective you are to another concussion, because concussions are unknown. Even the most versed concussion experts in the world will tell you we don't know a lot about concussions because it is the brain. The brain is a mystery. And so these protocols determine, are you currently in a concussive state? And for a team and a medical team and an organization to not know that Brock Purdy was concussed in the game, for somebody upstairs not to say, check on Brock, we have footage of him getting rocked in the head. For this team, you can make excuses for Shanahan and the Niners all you want, but this is repetitive, injuring their players. And I get a lot of people that come in here and run their mouth and say, I'm too hard on Shanahan. You shouldn't put him on planet Uranus whenever we hit this button.
And off he goes.
You should be ashamed of yourself. What a good coach he is. He makes some of the most questionable calls. And the reporter asked, do you think you should give him maybe the week off, let him go into the bye week because you didn't even know he was concussed? This is one of those, there weren't signs of it. Maybe he doesn't have signs of it right now, but he's still vulnerable to another concussion. This is the same coach that Brock had a totally torn UCL, and Shanahan took him out of the game like he should. They lost all their quarterbacks. They ran Brock Purdy out in the playoffs with a torn UCL. It's reckless behavior by Shanahan over and over and over with his quarterbacks. I think Brock Purdy, let me just put it this way from a fantasy perspective and take the opinions and the talking head stuff out of it and say that I believe a lot of the people that are down on Purdy should consider that he was concussed, and that was partly why he maybe threw 2 interceptions. And to my knowledge and what I've looked at, he 100% was concussed before the 2 INTs, or at least the 1. I'm pretty sure it's before the 2. And he got rocked. There's video footage from above, an aerial shot of Purdy trying to do the brotherly shove, or a version of it. It was more of a sneak, not really the brotherly shove. And I made a comment the other night that he's too small to do that. And I shouldn't say he's small because he's 6'1", and like Travis, I saw your comment. He's 6'1", like 220. So he's not a small man, but he is not a running quarterback. Josh Allen is a monster. Jalen Hurts looks big, but Jalen Hurts is actually right around the size Brock Purdy is. But Jalen Hurts can out-squat almost every single lineman in the National Football League. He can almost out-squat every single player in the entire National Football League. So there's a big difference between Jalen Hurts and Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's not sculpted and molded to do all these rushing, these brotherly shoves, and to be in these situations. And he was in 2 of them, and he got concussed right away. Trey Lance got injured right when you ran him up the gut. It's a constant, repetitive situation. And people act like I'm over the top on this topic and that I'm too hard on Shanahan. But good God, from a fantasy football only perspective, I believe that he's going to be okay. I believe that his winning streak and everything he's done should not be thrown out the window because of 2 INTs and kind of some bad play. But he does have a suspect arm. It's not like he has a great arm, but he has great intelligence and great ability to process. And if you want proof of that, Brock Purdy was shoved into the lineup and literally ran it flawlessly from the first moment he was shoved into it without any restrictions or dialing down or dumbing down or watering down the playbook. So this guy's actually one of the better processors we've seen in a while come out of college. And so there's a lot of upside with Brock Purdy. I don't want anybody to take away that I don't think Brock Purdy can continue to do well. Like, for example, in fantasy, which is why the main reason we're here. We're a news show. We're a news show for sure. But we're definitely here to also talk fantasy. And I'm here to tell you that if you've got Brock Purdy and you've got Minshew this week or whatever, and you can survive the week, it's not the end of the world to ride Brock Purdy as your starter from the remaining weeks on after the week 9 bye week. It really isn't. He can be good enough. He can be a 272 touchdown guy pretty regularly. There's a lot of weapons on the offense. Christian McCaffrey is going to pull in probably 5 or 6 more receiving touchdowns. There's 5-6 guaranteed touchdowns right there in the short period of time that Brock's going to be on the field. It's Brock is worth trusting if your team is stacked in a way that you want to take a little gamble. Take the gamble on Brock versus tear things down. I also believe that Kyler Murray is a fantastic go-get player if you're worried about Brock and you want to take a different approach. But Brock Purdy is, the whole rant that I have is coming to this right here. And the super chats I'm coming to in a second, I saw a couple of them. Ron Navy coming in with a $20 hauler. Ron, appreciate your 20. I appreciate Alex with the $5. That boy with a $5. Marcus with a 2. Bob with a 5. I see all you. Wife home from the hospital. She is doing better. Thanks for the prayers. Prayers up for Ron Navy. Appreciate you, Ron Navy, dropping the $20 wad. This guy, what I'm going to say here is this. This right here, this report from Schefter. Niners quarterback Brock Purdy has not yet cleared the concussion protocol, but is still a realistic chance that he will start Sunday against the Bengals. For anybody wanting to defend Kyle Shanahan, no other team talks like this. When your player's in the concussion protocol, he's in the concussion protocol. You're waiting to see if he gets cleared. He's already planning for him to start, and if you watch the press conference, he's like, yeah, he could, we considered that he was, potentially could use the extra week and then the bye week 9, but we looked at him, the way he's acting, the way he's behaving, we think he's good to go. They're literally trying to will this to happen, and it's crazy to me that people continue to act like he's not putting his players in harm's way. It's absolutely ludicrous. But if he gets cleared, it will be one of the very few times this year, I believe, 1 or 2 other times, that a player has been concussed and played the very next week instead of missing what feels like it in today's concussion world in the NFL is a mandatory game that you miss practically. And so if Brock doesn't miss a game, but everybody else is missing one game, and I believe the other player was a Niner, was it not? Can somebody correct me if I'm wrong? It's like, how is that happening? How is Brock Purdy one of, if not the only offensive skill position player to suffer a concussion to come back? I'm not sure if there was another one. I feel like there might be another one. I believe the other one was a Niner, if I remember correctly. It's crazy. It's crazy. It's crazy. But anyway, so Kyle Shanahan, and Mr. TD says it's the doctor's call, not Shanahan's. Not true, because if he wanted to protect his quarterback, he could say, Brock, sit out the week. We want you healthy. He can make that decision, Mr. TD. He's deciding that he wants him to play. Assuming he passes the protocol, he wants him to play. He already has decided it, Mr. TD. There's the reporter asked him during the press conference today, do you think it would be wise to have Purdy sit out this week, hit the bye week, and make sure he's 100%? And he's like, no, based on how he's acting, we think he's good to go. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. It's not just about doctors. The head coach makes a decision too. Head coach could say, let's let you get healthy. We need you, Brock. Don't go trying to rush back. Raheem Mostert said he will play Sunday versus the Patriots. Just had a little ankle tweak and had to miss some practice on Wednesday. He returned Thursday and Friday and is all good. So fire up Raheem Mostert if you've got him. Very big injury risk moving forward, but very, very, very big. Listen to the words coming out of my mouth. Very big bounce back candidate. Jeez. Very big bounce back candidate walking into the remaining part of the season until he gets injured. Okay? And I don't mean to say that for like a very negative, pessimistic Peter type of thing, but he's very injury prone. But if you've got him right now, fire up Raheem Mostert. Don't let last week's Miami Dolphin unraveling scare you. This team is focused on bouncing back, and Tua's going to have a huge game. Tyreek's going to have a huge game. This entire Miami Dolphins offense is going to have a huge game. Wilson should even be in flex conversations on the regular, and Mostert back in at least low-end running back 1 category. Let's go. Appreciate you, Raheem Mostert, and all you contribute to the fantasy football space, my guy. Okay, here's another one from Schefter. That was the Ford one. I think we're all caught up minus this one last piece of news here. This is on. No, we got a couple more. This is on Justin Fields. He's been officially ruled out for Sunday night versus the Chargers due to the dislocated thumb. They want to see this rookie go one more time. They would start Fields if they could. And that's the nature of that. Let's not rush him back. Let's see what happens. Let's see what happens here. David Montgomery not at practice Friday, and barring a miracle, like I'm talking about, like Monty drives to the Fountain of Youth, falls face first into it, and they it wouldn't shock me though the way Gibbs' luck has been. He obviously he's on a good luck streak, 1 week luck streak, but it wouldn't shock me if they're like David Montgomery somehow, some way he's on crutches, goes out onto the field, throws the crutches, hops on one leg, takes the first hand off. Wouldn't shock me. It feels like that's the way it's been going for Jahmyr Gibbs, but not now. Jahmyr Gibbs is on the up and up. His value's monstrous right now. And I can't wait to see one more game of Jahmyr Gibbs, who probably has top 5 overall running back value in week number 8. Do not sit Jahmyr Gibbs this week. But David Montgomery, barring a setback, will not play in this one. We have Jimmy Garoppolo is back, upgraded to full participant in practice. Hospital balls return to Las Vegas, so get ready to try and catch those, Devontae. This one right here is the last piece of news. Lockett. Pete Carroll said he expects Tyler Lockett hamstring to play. He's relatively, usable, obviously, for wide receiver 3 context. But the main reason I'm putting this up is because, like, if he was out, JSN to the moon. JSN's already being used enough that I think, kind of like Kincaid, as I mentioned with Kincaid, you want Kincaid out there maturing and getting fast-tracked. It didn't really have a place. There wasn't a place to do that. There wasn't the time weeks 1 through 7 to do that, and it sucked because we've been waiting patiently on him. But your boy said you wait on Kincaid, he'll be the most dropped player walking into weeks 4, 3, 5, 6. It took a little longer than expected, and he absolutely was one of the most dropped players. People gave up on him. Not everybody here. We love him here. Kincaid to the freaking moon. But my point being that Kincaid now is being injected into he's getting fast-tracked. He's being thrown to the fire. He's going to learn on the job. And the great part about that is even when, let's say, Knox comes back. Let's say Knox misses 5 games. We'll call it. He's missing for sure 4. When he comes back, Kincaid will be so matured along and so trusted by Josh Allen. The rapport is going to be there that it's not going to matter. And I think the same thing can be said about JSN to a degree if he's used and utilized. So for Lockett to be playing, it kind of sucks in a way because we could see JSN take another step backwards. I'm not saying this to bench him. It depends on your situation and your injuries, etc. But I think what we wanted to happen for JSN is to get a little bit of let's fast track him for 2-3 weeks, and then he's got his place already, and that's what's going to happen with Kincaid. So that's all the news for week number 8 so far from today. Biggest news: Hill and Walker are good to go. Fire them up, get them going. Ford practice and maybe playing on Sunday, and Kyler is out. Those are kind of the big pieces of news. Doug from Cali. Doug, you got a 30-second little window here, pal, because your boy is in the middle of
yeah, not a problem there, man. This is Doug from Sacramento. I'm playing Damian Pierce this week, and I also have Devin Singletary on the bench. But just recently, in the last 24 hours, both Charbonnet and Jeff Wilson Jr. were dropped. So which one would you go for in dropping Devin Singletary?
Singletary?
I have Singletary as a handcuff to Damian Pierce.
Yeah.
I'm playing Damian Pierce this weekend. Just recently, 2 teams in my league.
Yeah.
Dropped Jeff Wilson Jr. and
Sharps.
Also Charbonnet. So which one would you go for?
Yeah. Do you need, like, this is hard, and this might have been where I believe it was Amy or somebody in the chat said you told me not to pick up Charbonnet. This is where it's not that I'm not telling him to pick up Charbonnet, but you're asking me a question. And we're in a situation where I'm in a box. I'm in a vacuum, and I've got to make a decision. If you need now production, this guy, Jeff Wilson's going to play this week and be pretty decently used. So if you need now production, this is probably your guy. It doesn't mean I don't find a way to get Charbonnet on my roster. Charbonnet is an absolute monster, and people are going to live to regret not picking him up. There's no answer here. The answer is you need both of them. I can't help you make that decision if you got to cut somebody else.
Yeah.
But if you need now production, Jeff Wilson's going to play football, and Charbonnet is backing up a stud that's named Kenneth Walker.
My running backs are pretty good. I got Saquon Barkley. I got Kamara. I got James Cook. I'm also sitting on both the Chicago Bears running backs, Foreman, who I played last week, and also Rashawn Johnson.
All right, bro. Appreciate you calling. If you got another question.
Okay, thanks, brother.
All right, Cameron, you got 30, and then I got to roll to these super chats real quick. What do you got for me?
All right, so I got Madison, I got Javonte, Najee, Zach Moss, and Kareem Hunt. Royce Freeman's out of the question for me because I'm pretty sure the other dude's going to start over. So, who do I start?
Madison, Javonte, and who?
Moss and Najee and Hunt.
Oh God, chat. What are we thinking here? Are we going Kareem Hunt? I mean, here's the thing. If Hunt's the lone starter, the answer is Hunt by a mile. If Ford plays, I still think Ford's limited. So I think this is the answer here, Kareem Hunt.
Kareem Hunt.
I mean, it's safest. It's sad we're not putting Najee in. It really is. But what is Najee at this point? I mean, how many points did he score for you last week in your format?
15 points.
How many?
11. I think it was like 11 or 15 points, something stupid.
Oh, no, that's not bad then if he did that. Hold on, let me pull it up. Maybe I don't realize how good Najee did last week. Well, I didn't mean to hit that for Najee, but maybe he deserves it. Hold on. Let's figure it out.
Yeah, it was 15 points. 15
okay, then,
points.
Hey, man, wait a second. Maybe I need to correct myself here. I didn't realize he had that good of a game last week. Oh, because he scored. That's right. He scored a touchdown. Okay, I'm sorry. I forgot he scored the touchdown. I was looking at his yardage totals, and I forgot he scored that touchdown because he had 3 receptions for 15 yards, 3.7 yards per carry. He's very pedestrian. The week before that, 2.6 yards per carry. He's been pretty bland. But, some of it's not his fault. Some of it is the freaking offensive, game planning. But I guess Najee's not that horrible. I'd probably say I still go Hunt. If Hunt's the lone starter, I'm going to go Hunt.
All right.
But what's the chat think? Can we get a chat vote here?
Because I had Kyron, and then I didn't know what to do.
I didn't realize he had that touchdown. I forgot. So yeah, Najee and Hunt. It's between these two. Let's see what the chat thinks. Don't trust Hunt. Decent week. Hunt. Let's see what everybody thinks here. Keep dropping your vote here, please. Drop your vote. Are we going with Najee or Hunt? Hunt or Najee? Help out Cameron. He's in dire need right now, and he needs your help.
I am.
Warren is better than not. Yeah, I do like Jalen Warren better than Najee. Look at the chat, bro. The chat's gonna vote again. If Hunt's not starting by himself, then you have a dilemma. Maybe you go Najee. But I have a feeling that Ford maybe misses one more week. All right, later, bro. Call back if we got another one. Okay, Cameron, appreciate you. Let's get to these supers here. Alex with a let's see here, $5 hauler. Alex says 10-team PPR. Herbert, Bijan, JT, Tyreek, Olave, Andrews, Flex, Mostert, bench Fields, Garrett Wilson, Nico. How do you feel about Mostert? I mean, you heard that already, so you heard me rant on Mostert. I like Mostert this week. I think he's an injury risk, but I like him this week. I like him a lot. As far as your team, I think Bijan, JT, Tyreek, Olave, Andrews, and Herbert is fire. I don't know that I'm moving too much, and Mostert at flex. I don't think I'm moving much at all. I think I ride this wave out a little bit because unless you can upgrade your quarterback from Herbert to Josh Allen, Jalen Hurts, Patrick Mahomes, and by doing that, give up freaking Herbert and Garrett Wilson, Herbert and Downs and Garrett Wilson. Give up essentially your entire bench if you've got to in order to get this done. I think that would make your team unstoppable. You know what I'm saying? So, Johnny, you got 30 seconds. That's it, bro.
All right, so quick one for you. Would you be starting CeeDee Lamb or JT this week at PPR?
Lamb or JT? Those are pretty even. I'd probably lean. I have a weird feeling JT's gonna have a huge game, but that's pretty even, Steven. I think you're in a position where it's like, why aren't you making a trade? How do you put CeeDee Lamb, who's a low-end wide receiver 1 on the bench? How do you not have him in at least your wide receiver 2 spot? How do you not have JT in at least your flex, if you're starting?
Well, so, yeah, I got ETN, I got Walker,
4-man
running
league.
Back. Then I've got Tyreek and Puka.
I got you. I'm not saying you don't have good guys. I'm saying you need to make a trade because in grandma leagues like that, bro, you're stacked. You're stacked. Go make a trade. Go make a trade. You have to.
Who should I target for CeeDee Lamb or JT for quarterback?
Get a chant for Lamb.
Quarterback wise.
Who's your quarterback?
I got Burrow.
Well, I mean, there's only so many quarterbacks you can upgrade Burrow from. Mahomes, Hurts, Josh Allen, and then it's questionable. Lamar or Burrow, probably Lamar right now, but Burrow could get back there. Tua could be better or worse. There's a plethora of like middle range quarterbacks. Burrow's either gonna be middle range or he's gonna bounce off and become a monster again.
Yeah, I'm sure it'll be a mix of both.
All right, later, bro.
Okay.
Appreciate you.
All right, thank you.
That boy shopped K9, Saquon, and Saquon and Barkley. Shopped K9, Saquon, and Barkley for a QB wide receiver upgrade, but no one came with any offers. DJ Moore, Waddle. Yeah, I'm just not interested in DJ Moore. I like Waddle a little bit, but gonna have to sit Gibbs before them, right? I don't know that I sit Saquon or sit Gibbs over Saquon this week. Chat, are we going with Barkley or Gibbs this week? Can I get a vote on this one? Barkley or Gibbs? Gibbs or Barkley? Please vote on which player you would start this week for that boy. I hate when people don't trade that boy. It's just that some leagues suck, bro. Bench upgrade. K1 Sharps, JSN Ford, Pop, and on waivers. I mean, I don't care if you like Pop or JSN more. That's understandable. I don't cut any of those other guys. Marcus. So if you're gonna drop someone, it's JSN. But I don't know that I do. But I don't mind it. I don't hate it. $5 holler. Thank you for the super. $5 holler from Bob. 2 and 5 PPR. Start 1. Palmer, Dell, Hollywood. You gotta go. You gotta go Hollywood. He's playing great right now, and Kyler's coming back, so you definitely have an ability to, I think, see an improvement too for him. So rest of season, I like Hollywood, but you kind of got to play him right now. He's the pick right here. And as far as your team, rest of the team, Mahomes, Bijan, Walker, Mixon. I'm trying to trade Mixon. I'm trying to trade Connor. I'm trying to trade, Jeff Wilson. I'm trying to get, a Devontae Smith. A Devontae Smith for Mixon is doable. You could throw in Connor or Jameson and get that done. You could overpay if you want. Mixon for Ridley, take a chance. Get a wide receiver. That would be my advice with this team, especially because Mixon's not any, amazing player anyway. Like you're almost lucky to get a Ridley, to be honest. $10 holler from Travis to the moon. Appreciate you. To the moon. Travis coming in with a strong super chat, you monster, you. Travis says, rate my team, 12-team, 1 QB, Tua, Pollard, Bijan, White, Spears, Roshan, Chase, Diggs, Waddle, good wide receivers. McBride, Cooks, just traded Watson, Najee, and Henderson for Bijan. That's a great trade. I like your team a lot. Tua, Pollard, Bijan, fantastic. Wide receivers are off the hook. Waddle as the third is amazing. If I'm you, I'm trading Rashad White And I'm trying to trade Rachaad White and Tua for Hurts, Rachaad White and Tua for Mahomes, Rachaad White and Tua for Josh Allen. Probably not going to get it done. Maybe McBride's an attractive trade-away player. Maybe you're giving up I give up Waddle and Tua to get one of those top quarterbacks. I like Tua a lot, but I'm just saying that you put Dell into your wide receiver spot instead of Waddle, and you get that huge quarterback upgrade. You're kind of untouchable at that point. You're almost there anyway. Like, your team is probably top 3 team, I guess, in your league. $10 holler from my boy Tanner, coming in strong.
To the moon.
The Tan Man coming in with a 10 wad. Trade my Gibbs and CJ Stroud for Ridley, Kincaid, Algier. I think it's even, and you'll live to regret doing this or not doing this. I think it does go strongly in one direction, meaning either Gibbs gets raptured from his role and then we're pissed off again, or Ridley continues to play bad and you're pissed off because he doesn't bounce back, or one of the other, maybe both of them could at the same time. It could be a great trade either way, but I think Gibbs and Ridley both have equal chance to kind of, explode or fall away. Like, there's certainly that risk involved. I guess I would lean toward, if you need a running back, I would lean toward the Gibbs side. If you need a wide receiver, I would lean toward the Ridley Kincaid side, especially if you need a tight end. Burrow, Fields for my QB, Kamara, Hall, Spears as my running backs, Flowers, Olave. You kind of need wide receivers more than anything, bro. So I'm probably saying get the Ridley Kincaid side. Like, worst case scenario, Kincaid, you get Kincaid to pop off for you, and then Gibbs isn't what you wanted, but I don't know. Or I'm sorry, Ridley isn't what you wanted. I would probably say I like the Gibbs side a lot, but I take that Ridley side in your situation. Hearing Packers D has some injuries, big win for Addison. Addison should have a really, really solid week number 8, and he shouldn't be on anyone's bench really, because there's no way you can't find a flex spot for him this week at the very minimum, and he's better than that for most teams. Full PPR: Roshan, Warren, Dell, Christian Watson, Higgins, Javonte. Can't upgrade my wide receivers with these players. I have Chase already. Piff, I'm not sure what the question is here. Full PPR: Roshan, Warren, Dell, Watson. Can I upgrade? Sorry, can I upgrade my wide receivers with these players? Okay, so I would say I would be very tempted to trade like Higgins or Watson with maybe, I don't know what your running backs look like, but to try and upgrade your running back or your quarterback. So similar example of if you didn't have a Mahomes, Allen, or Hurts, and you had somebody just slightly below, you could probably get something like that done. If you have a quarterback way below, let's call it T-Law or Love or Purdy, you're probably not getting Mahomes, Josh Allen, or Hurts by giving up even both Watson and Higgins, which I would do, by the way, so you could try that. I think that quarterback upgrade's that important. Now, would I trade like for a Ridley using something here? Like, can you get rid of Javonte to get Ridley right now? Maybe you can. Can you get rid of Higgins to get Higgins and Christian Watson to get Devontae Smith? Probably. Can you give up Higgins and Christian Watson, or Higgins and Javonte to get St. Brown? Probably not. Lamb? Maybe. Cooper Kupp? Would I give Christian Watson, Higgins, and Javonte all 3 for Cooper Kupp? Yeah, probably won't get it done, but I'm shooting for the moon on some of these, and I don't mind. I don't mind rejection. Gibbs and T. Higgins, or Waddle and Spears? I would say probably Gibbs and T. Higgins, my guy. For sure, I'd take the gamble on Gibbs, especially with Waddle's injury risk. Keep 2 Hunt, Spears, Sharps for the rest of the year. I mean, Spears and Charbonnet, but that now production of Hunt could be good, just so you know. I don't want you to be upset that Hunt does well this week. Gibbs over Mostert this week? No. Chat, are we doing Gibbs or Mostert this week? That's a tough one. I'm going to say probably Mostert. I think they're going to bounce back hardcore. I'll say this. It's really hard for me to say, like, put either one on the bench. Like, I almost can't give you that advice. I can only say you're putting me in a box, and I'm not sitting Mostert, but I'm almost equally not sitting Jahmyr Gibbs. That is a really, really tough one, my guy. That's a very, very tough question. Thank you for these super chats. I got them pretty much all on the screen right now. and I'll hit them. Chat, what do you think? Mostert or Gibbs? Gibbs or Mostert? Please vote. Mostert's just hard to sit, man. Trade Kamara and Devontae Smith for Diggs and Amon-Ra. Kamara, Devontae Smith for Diggs. I'd take Diggs and Amon-Ra. That's really good. And Mixon or James Conner. Mixon, but then I try and trade Mixon. But man, that's a good trade. $10 hauler from MCF. I appreciate MCF for coming in strong with a 10 wad. MCF, you're the man. Just traded Herbert plus Watson for Kirk and JJ. Herbert plus Watson for Kirk and JJ. Christian Kirk. You gotta specify. You guys got to specify. Kirk Cousins, Christian Kirk. I'm pretty sure it's Kirk Cousins because now you have Kirk Cousins as your starter, but I'm not 100% sure. So you downgraded Herbert to Kirk Cousins. You got JJ. I like that move. Look, Cousins is playing good enough that you take that chance, man. I mean, Cousins is playing well without JJ, and once you get JJ back, then he's going to play a lot better. So that's a good move. I like that move a lot. JJ's very fun to trade for right now with him being closer and closer to coming back every game. I have Roshan sitting on my bench. Dalvin Cook and Foreman are free agency running backs out there. Should I roll the dice? Yeah, I would say get Foreman, especially this week. But I don't know that Cook or Foreman is going to be good 4 weeks from now, 3 weeks from now. Bye week hell next week. Have to drop one. Downs, Dell, Gabe Davis, Spears, Charbonnet. I own K9 or Algier. I own Bijan. I'd probably say you got to wait till next week to make this move, Nick. We got to see these guys play out. Right now, the low man on the totem pole is probably Algier, even though you have. But what if he plays really well this week? We just got to kind of wait until next week. It's a great question. I wish I could answer it fully now. I'd say right now in a box, I would say Algier is the worst player. I'm crazy for thinking. Thank you for the super chat. Call your boy, $5 hauler. Am I crazy for thinking Gus is a possible better start this week than DK against the Browns? You're not crazy, but I wouldn't sit DK for Gus Edwards. Trade my Bijan and Khalil Herbert love for their Mostert Achane Stroud. I would rather have the Achane side by quite a bit, bro. Smash that trade. That is a really, really good one. Jimmy down here with a pick 2 half PPRs. Christian Watson, Del Rice, Roshan. Give me Rice. He's consistent. Unless we hear Roshan's getting volume, and we know it for a fact, I'm going Rice and Christian Watson. And then if you hear anything bad about Watson, switch to Dell real quick. But Watson looks full go. $10 hauler from my boy Finish. Thank you, Finish, for dropping the 10 wad. Traded Tua, Jacobs, and Christian Watson for Bijan, Metcalf, and B. Rob Jr. My lineup is QB, Hurts. Okay. So traded Tua, Jacobs. I like this trade. I don't like trading Tua away, but you got Hurts. So assuming this is in a 2 QB league, that was a fantastic move. You moved the puzzle pieces around beautifully, and I like what you did there. That's a really, really good job. Ronnie with the $5 says traded DJ Moore and T Law for JT and Devonta Smith. I would take that Devonta Smith JT side by a freaking mile. K1. Bijan, Brees, JT, Achane. You did really good. Upgrade or ride. I ride that team out. I wait on Achane. You did a good move. That move was good enough. Your team's lit. Those are players I love. Devonta Smith. You got a good squad. I'm not moving any of that. That's a good team. Stand down. Stand down order.
Alert.
Stand down. Let's see. This one from Big T says 10 team PPR 4 and 3. T-Law, Kelsey, ETN, AK, Pacheco, Roshan, Achane, Puka, Devonta Smith, Flowers, Lockett, Dell, Rice, Thoughts, trade upgrades, quarterback. That's the only thing I'm working toward. Try and get, even a Burrow or a Tua is good enough. Even a Kyler Murray potentially is good enough. What could you use? Lockett's pretty tradable. If Lockett has a good game too, you might have to wait until after this week, but getting a Tua, if Tua struggles again, you definitely be able to get him. If Burrow struggles, you'll be able to get Burrow. So you might have to wait this week. The only buy lows worthy of getting right now would be Burrow and Tua, and I think I would try because they are cheap right now. And the players I would give up would not include Achane, Puka, AK, ETN, Kelsey, none of those guys. Unless you're moving Law up to Pacheco, Law and Pacheco to get into Mahomes, I'd do that. Or to get into Hurts or Josh Allen. You get into one of the big 3, I throw Pacheco in. I'd give Lockett, Pacheco, and T-Law to get Mahomes. Just because this team would be unstoppable with it, and you could fill in with Rice and Dell, and you'll be fine. So if you can't get that, then smaller trades, not including the big guns. And you might not, Kyler might be attainable because the balloon was deflated on him coming back this week. And so why not potentially look to get Kyler on the cheap right now? I think that would be a very, very decent move to make. Kyler on the cheap is smart. Especially the owner of him is going to be like, damn, I thought I was going to be able to trade him this week, and now they can't. They still might want something this week, so definitely a player to trade. All right, hit the phone lines, dial in.
Call into the show. Call into the show.
Call into the what was Wheel Snipe Selly phone line, and we still kept Wheel Snipe Selly on here because Selly was a monster the other night. We want to respect him for a couple days. But Christopher Smith is the top super chatter of the year in a single live stream. Of the month. Garrett is the top super chatter of the year with 600. But Christopher dropped 430 the other night. So Christopher is the top super chatter of the year last night. And so he owns the phone line essentially right now. Phone line is open. Dial into the show real quick, and we will do it live. Appreciate you all being here. Best player in the trade, says Marcus. I don't know what you're talking about, Marcus. Devontae Smith is Jerry Jeudy's level. I don't agree with that at all, Noah. Not at all, bro. Ridley, that's right, Swaggy. Ridley's going to do well. I hope the Montgomery revival goes crazy for us on the post-bye week. Wishing you all multiple TD games in week 10 onwards, says Isaac. Isaac, I hope Monty and Gibbs both survive massively. Blake from Jersey. Blake, you got 30, pal.
Cool. Hey, someone came to me for a trade include Eckler, so he'd send me Eckler, but he wanted Mahomes out of the deal. What do you think about that?
Give it to me again. I'm not following the trade.
Yeah, the trade would be Eckler for Mahomes more or less. I mean, he wanted Alexander Madison.
I mean, it depends on what we're talking about. Like, what's your quarterback? So you're sending Eckler away. You're getting Mahomes.
No.
Oh, you're getting
the other way.
Okay.
So
Who's your quarterback?
I'd be getting Eckler.
Who's your quarterback?
And then I have my quarterback is Mahomes. I have Love on the bench.
Who are your running backs?
Oh, running back. Sorry, Breece Hall. I don't even know my own team.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Breece Hall and Pacheco.
I don't know, bro.
Alexander Madison.
I think like the thing about it is Mahomes is so guaranteed. Like the amount of points you're scoring. This is one of those things where when you look back at a draft and you say, okay, well, the draft value is blah, blah, blah. Draft value doesn't matter. The draft value is irrelevant. Here's a draft right here, round 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Mahomes goes in this, like, we'll call it top of 3 territory. Eckler, if drafting today. With Eckler's struggles, I venture to say he goes somewhere in 2. But I don't know that that's an appropriate way to value Mahomes, because once the season kicks off, Mahomes' trade value is nowhere near what his draft value would be, because people have this whole tendency to not draft quarterbacks early. I think Mahomes has this kind of value. I think Mahomes is borderline 12 overall. And if you don't believe me, not saying you specifically, Blake, but someone out there is like, no, Mahomes is not a first rounder. He is a first rounder when you think about it. When you do a Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty best ball draft or a week 8 battle royale, where's Mahomes going? It's going at the very top. He's going in the top like 7 picks. Why is he going in the top 7 picks? Well, because he's going to score so many points. Why is it different on the season when you compartmentalize it into a week? You're taking Mahomes as one of the top picks. So I don't know if I could say. I'd probably say that if you had somebody like Kyler, if you had somebody a little bit better, or you're very confident you can go get a Tua or Kyler, then I do like the idea of it. But I don't know that you score more points, because Mahomes is a guarantee, bro.
Yeah, you just pulled like 35 points last week. Okay, well, so would you send Burrow for something like that? Hypothetical.
Burrow for Burrow. Do you have Burrow?
Eckler. I don't have Burrow.
Okay.
No, but a friend came to me and said that same trade was in his inbox as well, and so the trader was trying to go for Burrow as well.
Like,
Yeah.
he's struggling at quarterback.
Yeah, bro, Eckler, if you can get Burrow using, like, what would you trade to get Burrow to then send for Eckler?
What the trader wanted was Burrow and then like a lower end RB2, and then he would send out Eckler.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, what
what
can you get Burrow from? What would you be sending to this other owner for Burrow to then make this move? And you're making two moves, though. You're getting two players. You don't even know if this guy's going to accept Burrow for Eckler. You might be stepping in your own crap in a minute. You go get Burrow, and then you go to the Eckler owner, and he's like, I don't want Burrow. Or you can't get a deal done. Then what are you going to do?
I see what you're saying. Yeah. Well, no, it wasn't.
Contingency
the trade
trade
wasn't involving me at all.
I know.
It was just involving my friend who said that same owner came to him as
right.
well and asked.
But I imagine
I
imagine you brought it up, though, because you're saying, like, if you could get Burrow, then you could get Eckler. I thought you were saying it that way. That's the way I took it.
No, but that's not a stupid thought either. I could map that out.
If you contingency, like buying a home, you only buy this new home on the contingency that you sell your home. Like, you could, not necessarily tell everybody what's going on, but if you get this guy to, verbally commit that he would take Eckler for Burrow, then you set up quietly set up a 3-man trade. All right, I got to go, Blake. Call back in call back in if you got another one. I gotta move on. Thanks, man. Cameron from Tennessee, you got 30.
One more thing. Okay, so I sent a trade for Olave and Javonte for James Cook. Would you do that?
I like Olave more than James Cook. James Cook is good. I don't want to make it sound like James Cook is cheeks, and I wouldn't go get him, but I definitely feel like I'd rather have Olave. I don't know where. I know Olave got arrested. I know he hasn't been as good as we wanted, but I do view him as a higher asset than Cook.
So I need to be looking for somebody like Swift.
So you're trading Olave for Olave for. I mean, you probably can't get Hall. You could try. You probably Achane. I mean, I know you'd be without him for a little bit, but he's a top 5 running back. Aaron Jones.
I got Kyron, and I also have James Conner on IR. Like, I need a running back too for sure, like a Lockett.
I mean, Aaron Jones is pretty crafty to go get.
Okay. All right, I'll look into it.
All right, broski, later. All right, we got a couple of supers here. We got this one from Brent, $20 hauler. We haven't done any pumps yet. Your boy's got to do a pump for this $20 hauler right here. Get a pump in. We're doing shoulders today.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
13, 14, we're going to go to 20. 17, 18, 19, 20. Ugh. And I owe somebody a super as well, so we're going to hit it again.
Alert. Super chat alert. Alert. Super chat alert.
11, 12, 13, 14, 15. All right. I should be caught up on the $20 hauler workout pumps. Full PPR, I'm 2-5 and playing top team this week. I need 2 from this group. Can you rank these players for me? London, Rice, Hopkins, Javonte Warren, Roshan Dell. I'd probably say London and Rice are your safest plays. Dell and London are your highest risk, highest reward plays. I'd probably go Rice and London, but it's a close one. Dell's hard to not play. Chat, can we get a vote on that since this is a $20 hauler from Brent? Can you guys pick 2 wide receivers from this group, please? For Brent. Help the boy out. He's out here doing amazing things, dropping supers on this channel, and he could use our help. part of the family. Robert, appreciate you with the super. Rick, thank you for the super. And Burglar, appreciate you with the super chat. Should be caught up here. Let's see what the chat says. G Money dropping a 20 wad. We got to come straight for that one right now. Let's see what the chat says on this, though. Please vote. London Rice. Cole says, I traded away all my shares of Olave because Carr is dog water. I mean, I understand it. London and Rice. We got a couple London and Rice votes, so I think we're all kind of in agreement there, Brent, so far. But keep an eye on the chat, Brent. See what the chat says. $5 hauler, running backs injured, have Hendy, Roschon on the bench. Akers, Singletary, Chuba on waivers, all have good matchups. I like Hendy most. And then, Roschon next if he's going to get work, but Hendy's probably the guy I like most. Oh, we got this $20 hauler from G Money. Let's go, G Money. To the freaking moon, G Money. Attaboy.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
Alert. Super chat alert.
10, 11, we'll go to 15, 13, 14, 15. Man, my shoulders are so weak compared to the biceps and the tries. Like, my shoulders clearly have been neglected. I've started to do them lately, but at first we didn't. And so, hey, Smitty, half PPR, 3-4 record. In a 12-team league, QB, Love, Fields, Olave, Watson, Deontay, JSN, JT, Hall. Good running back stable. Pretty good wide receivers, underrated but struggling. Quarterbacks are struggling. Kelsey's fantastic. Any trades to cook up? I would probably look. I'm just gonna be honest. I love the running backs. I think JT and Hall are great, and Gibbs. Kelsey's fantastic. I would be tempted. Well, first of all, I would try to get like Kyler or Tua using Foreman and Deontay and Watson, like just JSN, whatever, Fields and Love. I mean, just package as much of that together to get like a Tua, a Burrow, and worst case, a Kyler. If you can't do that, then just being honest, bro, I think it's going to be hard to win with the team, and I think I'd probably trade Kelsey. And I'd probably go get a package. You're 3-4 that has Achane and that wide receiver in there, like that Devonta Smith. Something massively 2-for-1, very, very solid move. That's kind of the way I would take this team. There's just no other direction, whether it's Breece Hall in a wide receiver, whether it's Achane in a wide receiver, Aaron Jones in a wide receiver, or Bijan in a wide receiver. Maybe even Swift in a wide receiver. The wide receiver would have to be upgraded a little bit if it was Swift. But those are the running back anchors that you can go after, and then just start looking at the wide receivers and pull one over onto the scale, a way to scale out, and if it's good, punch it. But those should all be the running backs you go look at. Aaron Jones, Bijan, Achane, Hall. And if I said another one. $5 hauler from Rick, 5-2, 12-team PPR. Appreciate you, my boy Rick, coming in strong with the super. I got Scotty with one as well. Scotty, thank you. Put that right there. 5-2, 12-team PPR trade hold. Mahomes, Kyler, Henderson, Javonte, Spears, Diggs, Amon-Ra, Olave, Kelsey, Achane. Very good team. Probably a hold. I hate for you to not have RBs right now, but Henderson will suffice for a little bit. I just don't know that I want to divide up much of this other stuff. I'd probably say like Kyron and Hendy for like Aaron Jones. That would be pretty intriguing. Aaron Jones, Kyron and Hendy for... I mean, you could go after Swift. But I think at 5-2, I'd probably ride it out if I can't get something like that done. Hendy and Kyron and maybe a small piece, and try for JJ, try for Bijan, try for Aaron Jones, try for Hall. Those would be good moves. $5 hauler from Robert, full PPR, Mostert. Lamar, I don't know who MC is, bro. Lamar, MC. I don't know. I mean, there's so many abbreviations. No one calls anybody MC, so maybe it's going to make sense when you say it, but I have no idea who MC is. Waddle, Puka, Laporta, Stevenson, Flex. Bench is Jones, Rice, Pittman. Should I make a trade? Assuming McCaffrey? Assuming MC's McCaffrey or... I don't know. Who the hell's MC, guys? Is that McCaffrey? I don't know. I'm assuming it's MC. If so, you're good. I mean, you're probably pretty good. I'd try a wide receiver upgrade. I like Puka, Waddle, and then maybe you're trading like Stevenson and something. Stevenson and Rice, Stevenson and Pittman to get just that Devonta Smith or similar player. Okay. Dominic says, "Did you miss my super chat?" Dominic, it's right on screen, pal. It's right there. I'm coming for it. Bleezo, appreciate you. Bleezo with the 20 watt on screen. Bleezo to the moon. I'm coming for you, Bleezo. Let's handle Dominic's. Dominic's needs to get his question answered here. Maybe he's running out the door. So, do I accept Kupp for JT in a half PPR league? I would take Kupp. I have Etienne, Eckler, Hall, JT. Yeah, you got the running backs to do it. And it definitely balances your team out. I think that's a smash. I like JT a lot. And don't be shocked if JT has a good week. Pick 2 from this week. DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Ridley, Watson. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson, Ridley. But it's close. Bleezo, trust your gut, please. And Bleezo dropping I think MC was McCaffrey. I don't know. Michael Carter, McCaffrey, DJ MC. I don't know. McBride. But if that team had CMC, it was loaded. It was just a matter of like, can you get that like Devontae Smith in there, that Olave, that Cooper Kupp, that Lamb. Those are all that wide receiver that I think would be unbelievable to get. 6-1. What moves to make, if any? QB, T-Law, Kyler, running back Skywalker, Breece Hall, Gibbs, Ramondre, DJ Moore, Garrett Wilson, Watson, Ridley. Good squad. Kyler's going to save the day, hopefully, for you. Skywalker, Breece, Gibbs is phenomenal. I think maybe I'm taking Ramondre and DJ Moore, and I'm trying to upgrade into that St. Brown or slightly below territory. Past that, you're sitting pretty. I think I hold on to Ridley and Garrett, G. Willie and Ridley, and I try moving Ramondre and DJ Moore. You could try Kupp. I've seen Kupp get traded for that. I've seen it. It happens all the time. Garrett Wilson and Ramondre for Cooper Kupp could be decent too. I would try not to trade Ridley, Garrett Wilson or Ridley. I like both those pieces, but DJ Moore and Ramondre should get you a pretty hefty wide receiver upgrade. And if not, I mean, part of me wonders if you could trade DJ Moore for Achane, DJ Moore straight up for Lamb or Devonta Smith, and then you're not really even making any sort of crazy move. But thank you for your 20 spot, bro. And if you got a follow-up, please let me know. Need to. Foreman, Ford, Watson, Flowers, Dell. If Ford's starting and there's no limitations, I guess Ford, but I don't think that's the case. I think if he plays, he'll even play banged up. I'm going to go Watson and Flowers is the safe call here. Unless Foreman is anointed the starter and getting all the carries, then we probably have to reassess at that point. And this one here from Niner Rick and Jester, and I think this is the previous $20 from Bleezo. Yeah, Bleezo. Again, I'm thinking this is the same one, but I want to address it again since I pulled it up. It's a really good team. I mean, 6-1 for a reason. Kyler's going to come in the nick of time, and this should be really good. But I am trying to do that wide receiver bump. It's good. Drop one for a kicker. Hunt, Sharps, JSN, Henderson. You kind of got to drop Hunt or JSN. Hunt is off the injury report, but will probably not hold on to the job all year. I would say maybe JSN for now, and I hate to say that, bro. I hate saying that, but like, you're putting me in a box, man. You're putting me in a box, my guy. Thank you, Niner Rick. And Jester, appreciate you with the stash question. Jeff Wilson or Quentin Johnson? Jeff Wilson's better. He's even not only a better stash, but he's a better like now play. And Ty Lee, appreciate you, Ty Lee. Pat Pat Mahomes. You guys with your abbreviations. Pat M. Pat Mahomes, James Cook, Garrett Wilson, for Joe B, Bijan, and D. Smith. Have CJ QB. 456 to the 278 on the 524. It's pretty even, man. I mean, look, Pat Mahomes, as much as it pains me to say this, is way better than Joe Burrow, with all the risk right now still attached to Joe Burrow with the calf and everything. The offense struggles at times. Mahomes crushes him. And Bijan, I believe, will crush James Cook. And Devonta Smith, I think, is better than Garrett Wilson, but not crushing him. I would say probably the Pat Mahomes side. And you just hope that Cook just explodes and gets, amazing work, like solid top 12 running back work. That way, if Bijan does, Bijan could take another 2 weeks. I don't think he will, but he could. So I definitely do that. Abbreviatus. Couple more phone calls here. I don't know how long we're gonna go today. We did the other show right before this, so your boy's a little zonked. And we've been live for an hour. Most shows only go an hour. We go like an hour and a half to 3 hours minimum. Like that's our normal time frame. But we're going to go ahead, call into the Christopher Smith phone line. For those that don't know.
Call into the show.
Christopher Smith. Christopher Smith, the top super chatter of the month with a 430 last night. The guy owns the phone line for at least November. We're giving it to him through November. Pick 3, Cooper Kupp, Ridley, Pickens, or Dell. Did I answer this one? Kupp, Ridley, and Pickens. Melvin. Kupp, Ridley, and Pickens. If I didn't answer that, I'm sorry, Melvin. MC's the abbreviation for CMC for very busy people. Says Gabe. Ethan, the negative. Ethan, the negative, you got 30.
Smitty, I was thinking because you're a psychology major, analyzing the Arthur Smith debacle, it's kind of like, those people who have like a boat or a Harley, you don't take it out of the garage or the barn, you just let it collect dust, and, that's what he's doing with Bijan. I mean, like in the Packer game, he used Bijan to win the game, but that's about it, I think it's going to continue.
I think he's stubborn, too, and he doesn't like people telling him to use Bijan. He wants to use Bijan when he wants to. And when people tell him, it's like he wants to do it less. So it sucks. But I'm hoping that Bijan just rips off some major run and they just, he starts playing him. But it's like this guy gets a kick out of making everybody mad. I hate Arthur Smith right now. He's an absolute buffoon.
Don't you remember Varsity Blues, though? If Bijan rips off a run, then you just put Algier in and then you let him get the touchdown.
Yeah. Hopefully not, bro. Hopefully not. Look, let's keep something in mind. Before last week, where Bijan literally didn't play in all intents and purposes the entire game. He literally didn't play. Okay, he got in there, played some snaps, but he got one carry. Bijan Robinson was QB number. Whoa. Bijan Robinson was running back number 8. He's running back number 8 in fantasy before that game kicked off. So we got to remember that he's still doing a ton with a little, and it's only going to get better at some point.
Yeah.
All right, bro.
Have a good one.
Hopefully it's Bijan week. Later. I hope it's Bijan week. Scotty with a $2 hauler. Need 3. Foreman, Hubbard, Watson, Dell, Downs. I'd probably say Downs, Watson, and honestly Dell for me. I would take the 3 wide receivers, especially if it's PPR. But Scotty, Foreman's hard to sit. I think I'm going to make it a short show tonight, guys. I appreciate everybody being here. Because I did the other show, they're back-to-back shows. We literally had like 3 or 4 hours almost straight. I'm probably going to head out here early. I might come back to do some drafting tonight. That might be the benefit of me leaving a little bit early tonight. Travis, what's up?
Hey, I have HN on IR right now, and I'm just kind of looking around. Would you do like JT straight up for him, or do you think I'd have to give up more?
Would I want to acquire JT? I guess let me just put it this way. I feel like JT is on the rise in a nice way. I think this week he's going to be really, really good. But if he isn't though, if he goes out and craps the bed, it's going to be holy crap moment, and his value could literally teeter totter. I'd probably say, similar to like Kincaid last night. If Kincaid went out and didn't do anything, people would have absolutely ran away from him. It's so funny how everybody's on that tipping point with a lot of players. But I think at the end of the day, it comes down to, can you win? Can you make the playoffs anyway with HN? And then once you're in there, are you just going to be dominating? But JT could be as good as HN is in the playoffs for you anyway. So if this also helps you now win games, then it's not a bad move to get JT.
All right, and then I know you've talked about it off and on, but like HN, if I paired up HN and DK, what would you be looking to trade up into? Like, what would I have to acquire for it to be worth it to part with HN and DK?
I mean, I'd have to know the teams. I mean, in general,
just a couple general ideas.
Okay, so HN and DK, I would want. I mean, I want like a Breece Hall and like Lamb. Like, I want something crazy. I'd want, if it wasn't Lamb or if it wasn't Breece Hall, let's say it was a smaller running back like Swift. I want Swift and Kupp. I'd want Kupp and maybe Aaron Jones. So
is like Bijan and Olave, is that not enough?
That could be Olave. Yeah, that could be. I mean, you're taking a gamble either way. You're taking a gamble that Bijan's gonna. I'm not even showing my screen here. You're taking a gamble that Bijan's gonna, explode, but tough to say.
Yeah, I'm just always just looking for different moves to make. I just try to stay active. So.
All right, appreciate you, Travis.
I appreciate it.
All right, later.
Thanks, man. Later.
Denny Dots. What's going on, Denny Dots?
My boy Smitty, dude, you want to do bump beds or what, bro?
What's up?
So much activity.
Karate.
If we can just
do a little karate.
How's it going, man?
It's good. I'm actually leaving out. I'm actually heading out the door. So, I want to answer. I didn't want you feeling I was neglecting you. So, what do you got for me before I end up leaving here, Denny? Leave us on a good note.
No. Let me go with you. What are we? You going to get some food or something?
I might go get a slice. Get some pie.
Slices might not be so cool out there. What do you like a floppy slice or?
Yeah, like a New York. I'm gonna go to like a New York, pizza place. They got slices until probably 9 p.m. Go do it live.
They got all right.
Yeah.
I'd like to see you do a slice, man. Yeah, I want to see you do a slice and just floppy, but not. Sometimes floppy can be too floppy, too saucy, too tangy, not enough cheese. I think you could do a nice review on a slice.
Uh-huh.
Can you do it?
I can do it, Denny. All right, Denny. Hey, give me Denny before.
I'm talking to Smith. No, shut up. No, he's not. He doesn't want it.
Hey,
he doesn't want it.
Hey, Denny. Before I let you go here, give me one prediction. Week number 8 prediction. Go.
Say it one more time.
Give me a week 8 prediction. Go.
All right. Underdog. Take it with the cash. I'm not.
No. A prediction. Just give me a prediction. A player. Give me a player prediction. You got 30 seconds, Denny. And the phone disconnects in 30. The kid, the guy.
Tyreek Hill.
What happens?
Tyreek.
What's Tyreek Hill do?
Spread the field. Catch every pass again.
How many yards? Touchdowns? Prediction. Come on, you got 10 seconds. It's hanging up. The phone's hanging up in 8 seconds. 5, 3.
Hey, all right, you like Kincaid? No, who's gonna? He's gonna bang it. Mostert. Nah, Mostert's gonna run bank on the pass.
Okay.
All right, is that good?
Mostert, how many yards and how many touchdowns?
123 and 1. 123 and 1.
And 1. Okay, there you go. 123 and a TD. Denny, appreciate you. Got to go.
Go live with your slice.
What?
Go live with your slice. I want to.
All right.
I want to see you eat that slice live. All
All
right,
right.
bro.
Later, Denny. Bye.
This minute, give it. I want to see. We all want to see you do
All right,
a review of that slice of pizza. Do it live, and if you don't like it, you don't like it.
All right, Denny.
I'd like to see you do it.
Denny Dots, ladies and gentlemen. It has been Denny Dots. Let's see. I got Denny's intro here.
Love you, man. I love you guys. Yeah.
Later.
Have a good one.
He's Denny.
He's Denny for sure. Bench 1, Kamara, Pacheco, Swift, Bijan. I'm going to bench probably... Jeez, man. I guess Swift. But that, bro, you got to make a trade. Need 2, Pickens, Garrett Wilson, Ridley, London, Samuel. I'm going to go with Pickens and probably Pickens and Ridley. But you got to make trades, Scotty. You're playing in 4-man leagues and you got all this talent. You got to make trades, bro. You have to make trades. And Chisel with the $5 hauler, 4 and 3 PPR. Joey B, Gibbs, Pollard, Ayuk, Devontae Adams, Hawkinson, Higgins, Watson, Rashee Rice. Any moves to make? I would say you got good RBs considering Pollard is a fantastic 1. Gibbs is right now a great 2, but that could change on you in shift directions. But like Devontae Adams, Hawkinson, Ayuk, Higgins is a really good team. I'd probably say, like, if you could potentially... you got Achane coming back. JJ, yeah, you wait on this team. This is a stand-down team. Because you got Achane coming back. You're 4 and 3. You'll probably make the playoffs. Your team's good enough to even make the playoffs. If for any reason you lose next week and you start getting scared based on what the record looks like with everybody, and if you're, like, scared about making the playoffs after this week, then I think we come and maybe make a move. But right now, I'm going to say stand down. Your team's really good. Explore a JJ trade right now. Maybe just let people know he's available. And if you get the right offer, bring it to me. And then maybe you hit the button and then you don't have to worry about JJ, waiting on JJ. Moonshot from Powell. Powell, appreciate you. $10 hauler. Week 8 start, sit, and thoughts going forward. 4 and 3 record. 2 running back, 3 wide receiver, 1 flex. T-Law, Goff, Pollard, K9, Mostert, Roshan. Good team, 4 and 3. Goff is probably your better option right now, but I think T-Law is gonna prove to be pretty dang good. In fact, I might even start I don't know. I might start T-Law over Goff. But Pollard, K9, Mostert, very good RBs, very, very good. Keenan Allen, Olave, Pittman, very solid. I love the idea of maybe getting Lamb, or Devonta Smith. I keep pumping out there as Ridley. Laporta's nice value. Look, you're good. You're good. Unless I'm trading like Pittman and Keenan Allen for Kupp, or Olave, Pittman, and I mean, honestly, I would explore moving Laporta on the high to upgrade your quarterback. Like, you get T-Law and Goff, send both of them to the Mahomes owner, to the Josh Allen owner, to the Jalen Hurts owner, and you give them Laporta and Pittman or something. London and Pittman and Laporta. I'd honestly do that for a top 3 quarterback. This team gets a top 3 quarterback, and that's a wrap. That would probably be my focal point. It's going to be hard, though. I'm not going to lie to you. Nobody likes giving up a Patrick Mahomes. That's why you don't see it happen. Nobody's like, okay, I'll give you like that Eckler trade. I'll give you Eckler for Mahomes. It's still hard to do it because what are you going to? It's devastating to have no quarterback. And I'm not saying Law's not a quarterback. T-Law's good. Riff, I traded away Ridley and Addison for CD. I don't mind that. I don't mind that at all. I think I can Smitty approve that. I still like Ridley a lot, but I can Smitty approve getting Lamb. It makes sense. It's a good move. I'm out of here. Appreciate all my super chatters. Appreciate Ron Navy coming in with the first $20 hauler. I appreciate my boy Brent coming in with the 20 wad. G Money coming in with a 20 wad. Blizzo coming in with a $20 hauler. We had somebody else coming in with a 20 watt, I think. If I didn't read you off, I'm sorry. Thank you all for being here. I will see you potentially tonight, if not for like maybe a quick Dynasty show, but maybe tonight. And sorry we're out of here a little early, an hour and 20 minutes, just like the shortest show we ever do. But I did do the Kenneth Walker show beforehand. Go watch that as well. A lot of good content back to back. And I'm going to get some pizza pie. I'll see you all later. Kenneth Walker is playing.
Kenneth Skywalker. Kenneth Lightsaber Swinging Skywalker.